one is think about how much information is really just vomited on you and you're expected to retain it, right? So there's that. You all are like, yes, yes. Number two, the value of tracking all of your training. And number three, the ability to keep all of your stuff here. So you show up, it's your house, you're ready to dominate, and then there you go. So I'm gonna walk you through this packet. I'm gonna walk you through the packet, then we're gonna talk about your journal, your goal setting, and all that kind of stuff to make sure you are ready for day one, week one of this new training cycle. So first, just open it. Wonderful. Okay. So you got all this stuff up here. Okay. The first thing that we're trying to do on this top part is to show you everything that you can do to fully take advantage of your Strongside membership. We do a lot more than just exercise classes. If you want to show up and just take exercise classes, go get it. They're pretty cool exercise classes. Get it. But there's a lot more that you can do. Number one, okay, you're trying to make checks all the way down the left side or the right side or whatever. Number one, join Strongside, check mark. Hey, go you, look, you're already a winner. Okay. Number two is what about your cubby? So if you look over here, they're kind of new, a couple months old or whatever, but we have all these cubbies. So how it works is to get a cubby, you put your little bedazzled square in there. Whether that is the one that says M&M, Team Brown, Freckled Friends, you know, whatever. But that's like your cubby, right? We're going to talk about the stuff that you would want to go in there, but that way it's like your house, you got everything you need, and it gives you some ownership around it. Now, they're going to fill up, and I want them to fill up. I want to figure out how to need a second story of cubbies. Okay, we'll figure that out. But there's more cubbies over by the fridge over there. To get your cubby, we're going to say the only rule is that you got to have some square, cool container thing to go in there. So anybody that just has like shoes in there, for example, we're going to clean all that out on Friday, and then because we got to make room for everybody else. So if you want a cubby, you just slide that sucker on in there. Then you get them at Target like $5, $7, and you'll be all set. Okay. Then your training journal. Hey, look, you already got that. You just keep on winning today. Did you schedule your nutrition consultation with me? Wristbands, got to order a couple more. Do you follow Strongside on Facebook? And then did you write on the goal wall today? Which is what we're going to get you set up for, and you're going to do it, and you're going to be winning across the board. Okay. Then you got this second part down here. I get it. It's new cycle. It's January. You're ready to rock and roll. We get these questions all the time. What training equipment do I need? Big words there, need. Okay, you don't need anything. Like all the other stuff is really elective, like a belt, knee sleeves, wrist wraps. I'm not saying they don't help. They help for sure, but I'm not going to put that in the need category. That might be things that you feel like that you need along the way. I would definitely have two things though. Number one is I would have a jump rope. Mainly because everybody's jump rope is different. We size them to you. I would go to jumpinrope.com, just like it's listed here, and get a hybrid jump rope. You can change up the jump ropes if you want based on your ability level, like a speed rope or whatever. But any jump rope that's over there is an old jump rope from me or jump ropes that were left here or whatever. When you get yours, I'm going to size it to you. It's going to be based on your height, your ability level. We'll size it to you more over time. It's $12 and you'll have it for years. Number two, I put down fitness shoes. I don't really care what type of shoes you got. If you got some old Asics that you've been rocking for 7 years, you go rock it. I don't even care. But some people are like, what shoes should I get? Okay, I would recommend either a Nike Metcon or a Reebok Nano, mostly just because it's a flatter shoe with a harder base. It supports your squat. It won't break down when you're climbing ropes and jumping on boxes. So I would just give you those two recommendations. We get all those questions all the time. Okay, now flip it over. So you have your goal sheet here. The next 3 pages are going to look like this. I'm just going to give you the 50,000-foot view of what this is, and we're going to circle back to it in a second. I know that on New Year's, we set up your goals, we went over everything, we talked about the year. Now we're going to itemize that out into this cycle and what we're trying to accomplish for this cycle. This is what you will use to get your goals set up for the goal wall today. All right? We're going to come back to that in a second, but flip over 3 pages.
3 pages?
Yep, 3 pages. So now you see those 2 things on there. Number 1 is the events that you're going to have going on in this training cycle. You got 2 super cool things coming up. Number 1 is the CrossFit Open starting in February 21st. If you've never done the Open before, don't worry about it. You're going to love it. It's going to be awesome. It's the time of your life. If you have done it before, then get even more ready because it's gonna be awesome. We split you guys up into teams. Last year we had 77 people sign up for it. It's like an intramural competition. We take it down even more through here, but it's this cool, big online competition that we do, and it's cool. It gets everybody involved. It's fun. You can see where you rank in the world. But we also break it down intramurally, if that's a word, and we put you on teams with coaches, and you accumulate points. Everybody gets T-shirts. Super fun. Okay. Then the next thing you're going to do is Murph. That's actually when this cycle ends. So Monday, May 27th will be the end of this cycle, and we're going to end it with a bang. You're doing Murph. Whether that was I want to do it for the first time, last year you set a goal, you want to do it with a vest, you want to do pull-ups with it, whatever. Those are your two big things. Below that, you have the objective of the training cycle. So training cycles do have some bias to it, as they have to. You can't say I want to get better at something and still keep living in Narnia or La La Land and randomizing everything. You're going to have to actually spend time getting stronger, getting better, getting leaner, whatever. Just like you just went through jacked and tan. You spend a lot of time trying to accumulate strength. In lean and mean, you're going to designate a good bit of time with endurance, stamina, capacity, barbell cycling. You will still lift massive amounts of weight. That doesn't mean that it's going anywhere. But the overall objective changes just a tad so we can designate time to raising that capacity. So that kind of spells out for you there. Okay, flip it over. Then you got this weightlifting sheet. This weightlifting sheet is that weightlifting board. It's just on the sheet for your convenience. Here's what this does. It lays out each lift and it shows you where you want to be. I wish I could take credit for this. I can't. This comes from Greg Everett and Catalyst Athletics. You don't even need to know who they are. Just know that to get the Mitchell stamp of approval is virtually impossible. I'm real picky on who I recommend, and they are legit. Everything they write is legit. Everything they put out, everything they train, they are awesome. Greg Everett, Catalyst Athletics. But they came up with this, and it basically shows you every single lift, relatively every single lift, and what you should be able to do in comparable aspects to show you across the board where would be some dominancies or you are a well-rounded lifter. And it would look like this. Snatch. I am trying to snatch 60 to 65% of my back squat. Clean and jerk, 80 to 85% of my back squat. And then you go through here and you're in a line item. And then where you're currently at, you fill that in right here. You're not going to be able to do all these. There's no way right now. Because you just got this sheet, that's why it's a goal. But you can set a goal of I would like to be able to do this. Where do I need to get to by May 27th when this cycle ends? It allows you to see your overall lifting. All right? Now, flip this over. The next two sheets are going to look pretty much the same. You got sheet number 1 for your weightlifting, sheet number 2 for your WODs. All right. Zen Planner's not going away, but nobody uses that thing. So we're going to change it up on how we're doing it for training cycles and stuff like that. But here's the deal. When we're talking about weightlifting tracking, WOD tracking, it's super valuable and beneficial to your training. But above that, I'm going to simplify it real easy for you. I want you to think about everything you had to do today to get here. Whose kids did you have to organize? You got to get dinner going on. Work was nuts. Itemize the things out that you had to organize just to make it here. And how much time and attention to detail you're doing because you have a vision for yourself. You're like, dude, I want to get blank. I want to get better. The last thing you want to do is lose value and productivity. Our goal is to give as much value and as much productivity in every single hour that we can give. We want it to be the best hour of your day. So you don't want to show up and say, which one's that back squat? Did I put greens on each side? I don't really know. Look, you got your super cool sheet with your super cool journal and your super cool cubby. See how all that stuff comes together? Look at that. All right, so you can write down anything that you feel like you need to track. So you got your lifts right here, date, the rep max it was, maybe it was a 1 rep, a 5 max, whatever, and the amount that you lifted. So I did a back squat on January 7th. It was a 1 rep max of 200 pounds. You can break that down however you need to on any lifts that you feel like you may not remember or want to remember or something that's important to you. The next sheet is all about your WOD scores. Now, that could be a benchmarker workout like Grace, Fran, Elizabeth, Diane, whatever. It could be a hero workout. It could be something in this testing cycle like max vertical leap, or it could be black and blue, whatever. You got your WOD, what it was, the date, score, that would be the time or the amount of reps that you got or whatever, and then your notes. I went RX, I went scaled, I used bands, I used this much weight, I did whatever, allowing you to track it all there. So any workouts you feel like you need to remember, go there. You with me so far? Perfect. Now flip back to the third page, that first goal sheet. Perfect. Okay, so you should be on this sheet right now. Here's what we're gonna do. Based on everything that we talked about, I'm gonna walk you through how to fill this thing out. This allows you to set up goal number 1. You wanna have between 2 to 4 goals that you're gonna put on that goal wall. I wouldn't do 10 goals because it's too many things, can't even focus on stuff, and you wanna make sure that you have some really solid ones that you can achieve. Once we go over this, we have about 15 minutes or so, you can group up, I'll work with you, whatever we need to do to figure out the goals that we're gonna write on that goal wall. Okay, you don't have to fill any of this out right now. You can just go through it with me, and then when the time's up, then we'll go through it. Okay, number 1, you can write your name up there if you want, if you need some ownership with that. Okay, point number 1 here. What's your goal? So you're gonna write down the goal that you want to achieve in this cycle. Again, you don't have to do it right now because I'm gonna be talking fast, but the goal you wanna achieve. Number 2, why is that important to you? I want you to think about everything we talked about on New Year's Day. Why does that even matter? Because here's the deal. If you lean on point number 1, the goal, you are leaning on motivation. And when motivation won't get you up in the morning. Motivation won't push wine aside for water. Motivation won't get you to the gym, and motivation won't help you make good nutrition decisions. You need to understand why. You need to understand point number 2. You need to understand why that's important to you, and understand the obsession that you have with yourself on reaching that goal to reach your own personal goal and vision of what you want to achieve. When you say goal, I want to lose 20 pounds. Great, that can start tomorrow. So, oh, work got crazy today, the alarm didn't go off. Make as many excuses as you want. Let's look at the why. Why do you want to lose 20 pounds? So I can feel better about myself. Why do you want to feel better about yourself? Oh, and you start figuring that out, that's why. That's the real reason that reflects number 1, and that's what keeps you in the gym. That's what keeps you motivated. That's what keeps you focused. That's a big deal. All right, then you look at point number 3. This kind of breaks down your goal and itemizes it out. Is it a SMART goal? Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. What does that look like? Okay, lose weight. Let's say that's your goal. That is not a goal. All right, it's not specific and measurable. Go to the bathroom, come back out, you have now achieved that goal. You did nothing. So I want to lose 15 pounds. I want to lose 20 pounds. Great, let's take weight loss out of it. Get better at jump rope. That's not a goal either, that's just a thing. You just jump around a little bit. Okay, great. No, 20 unbroken double unders. That's measurement. Run more often. No. Run a mile in this amount of time. Yep. Like run 400 meters without stopping. Yep. That's specific and measurable. Now that specific and measurable also matches the timeline down here too. So we have till May 27th. That's when this cycle ends. So when you look at achievable, that A, you want to look at it and say, okay, I got till May 27th. If today you cannot do a pull-up and then you want to do 5 unbroken muscle-ups by May 27th, I love you, but that's not going to happen. If you weigh 150 pounds and you want to weigh 80 pounds, that ain't going to happen either. You might die. So we want to make sure that it's something real that you could actually do. And I'll help you out with that. If you're like, do you think I could do that in that time frame? Like, I'm not saying you can't do a muscle-up. I'm just saying you have 5 months. And then, is it relevant to what we're trying to achieve? So for example, jacked and tan. Jacked and tan, the last cycle you went into, dude, we were slapping chains on bar, hanging kettlebells between your legs, doing pull-ups. That's not necessarily gonna go away, but that's like what we were all after. On this, I don't care if your clean and jerk goes up. What I'm really concerned about is if your grace time goes down. Do you develop capacity? Do you develop skill? Are you ready for the Open and are you ready for Murph? Those are the 2 big events that we had coming up. That's what we wanna center these goals around. Then you look at point number 4. Those are all the things that might come up and get in your way of you achieving your goals that you need to fix. Some of them I can help you with, some of them I can't. So if it's like a personal thing, like my schedule, but then you really start looking at it and you go, if I came on Monday morning, that would be okay. I'm gonna buddy up and carpool my buddy on Tuesday. Like you just start listing that stuff out. Maybe it is something that I can help you with. Maybe it's like, you know, I've been stuck at this weight and I haven't been able to, great. Let's go back to that first page. Schedule your nutrition consultation. Let's figure out your nutrition finances and your macros. Let's figure out what meal prepping is going to look like. Gain weight, add muscle, lose fat, whatever you feel like you need to do. Anything that can become a hurdle that you think would get in the way of you reaching that goal is point number 4. And then point number 5 is all your action items. Action items are typically the things that people think are goals but aren't goals. Like, come to the gym 4 times a week. That's more like a thing that you just need to do. That's not really a goal. Eat better. Not really a goal. Meaning it is an action item and a support to what you really want to do. Okay, I want to get my first pull-up. Action item. Follow the 30-day pull-up program. I want to lose 15 pounds. Great. Schedule my nutrition consultation with Mitchell. Figure out my nutrition finances. Commit to weekly meal prep. I would like to run 3 miles without stopping. Awesome. Do a track workout every week. Those are action items that allow you to reach the goal.